everyone, it's Kayla, and today we are going to be discussing The Crown by Kiera Cass. For those of you that don't know anything about The Crown or The Selection or anything like that, The Selection is a 5-book series that centers around, at first, a girl named America who has to undergo this thing called The Selection and has to have a prince choose her out of 35 other girls, and then we kind of switch and it's America's daughter who has to choose a guy now. I'm going to leave the links for all my book reviews for the first 4 down below so you can go and watch them if you haven't read this book yet. So if you haven't read this book, I would go ahead and leave now because you're going to get spoiled and you don't really want that to happen. So if you haven't read this book, bye! Okay, so this book was so short. It's like 275 pages and it's the double-spaced text. It was very short. Usually books I feel like get longer as they go on, but I feel like these just got shorter and shorter, and I think definitely that the Heir and The Crown could have been mushed together into one book. I always have problems with these books. If you've seen my last 4 reviews, you know that I always have stuff to say, but I enjoy reading them. It's a mess. I like reading the books, but the books themselves have so many issues. So we find out a lot in this book, and the first thing that I really wanted to touch on was Lady Bryce. We find out that Maxon's dad had been having affairs, and he had an illegitimate child. Technically, she's supposed to be dead in their law system, but Maxon lets her come into his court. They become really good friends, and she's like his half-sister. He's sitting on the court, and she is like the one that Edlyn loves. Like, they get along really well. Edlyn has a lot of really strong female characters to support her in her court, and I knew something was up with her. At first, I thought that maybe she was working for the rebel group again, because it seems there's always someone working for the rebel group. Then in the end, I was sort of wondering, like, if she was related to Maxon somehow, and then at one point, even though I love Maxon and we all know how good he is, I was like, oh my gosh, is he having an affair? I don't know, but no, it turns out she's his half-sister, and that was crazy, and I really, America is getting better, but Edlyn still feels that she needs to step up to be queen so her parents can go on vacation and have fun, and that was really sweet of her. You could really see her character development there. She's starting to put other people before herself, which is really great. I was really disappointed with our winner of the selection in this book. I really loved this jokey, flirty dynamic that Kyle and Edlyn had, and I felt connection between them, and I really didn't feel any connection between Edlyn and Eric. I think it was just we're trying to throw that in for a twist at the end, like, oh my goodness, but I didn't feel anything between them, and I really wanted her to be with Kyle. Whenever she said she made her decision when it was down to Henry and Kyle, I really thought she would choose Kyle, and then she chose Henry, and then oops, we're actually choosing Eric. I know that her and Eric really, understood each other, and, they had those little kissy moments, but I just didn't feel any connection or chemistry between them, and whenever she was with Kyle, I was just like, girl, be with him, he's the one. Henry was super cute, though. I loved whenever he's like, you guys were together and I'll bake your cake. He was just really sweet about it. I mean, he just was supportive of them, even though he was sad about it. Whenever each of them were taking pictures with Edlyn, I thought that was a really cute scene, and, they're all posing, and then they're like, Eric, you go up there, you do it, and it's really cute, all the bond that they have. I loved reading the parts where we got to see them all together and they were all such good friends, and we can see that also when America was with her selection, and it's really just fun to see all the bonding between the characters. So we have Mareed, who is the son of our rebel friends, and they have had disagreements, and Mareed is back and is saying he's going to help with everything, and at first I really did think that he liked her and he was trying to get this marriage thing going because he simply liked her, and that's why he was helping her, but it turns out he wants to get the marriage thing going so he can take the crown, which was a really dirt move, although the situation was handled so easily, and at the same time, we have this thing with the press and everything. I really don't think that the press would have done that much. I know it gets the people riled up for him, but honestly, I don't think that was ever an end game, and I feel like it's repetitive in these books as it is with the selection. We have this threat that we could really milk and really learn about, but then it's handled so easily and we never even hear about it. I think we could have had maybe more description where we really see Mareed's evilness and see his blackmailing, because we got like scenes of it, but it was like a couple pages long, and I think it'd be cool to get chapters, and maybe we could see like what all he's doing to harm them and see this huge extravagant plan to battle him back. So Edlund has to like speed up her engagement because Marita's coming in the end, and she's like, Dad, I don't know what to do because I'm gonna marry Henry, but I don't even really love him. And of course her parents give her the advice like, you need to do what's best for you, and she marries Eric, and she's gonna have a happily ever after. It was cute. I just wanted more. I want more fulfillment. I want more explanation in the story, but that is really all my thoughts on the book. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. If you did, go down and leave a thumbs up and maybe comment your favorite part of the book, or just rant with me about it because it's such a controversy. Subscribe to this channel if you haven't already, and I will see you guys next time. Have a fabulous day. Bye!